Let's update our fabric project from 121.10 to 121.11. Man. Oh, right. We find some back and once more. In this tutorial, listen, okay, I can't. In this tutorial, we're going to be updating again, but luckily for the final time in 121. And if the intro is kind of whack, then you know what? We're going to keep it because at this point I need to stay whack in order to stay sane. Okay. I've gone insane. I've gone past the point of insanity and we have reached 1.21.11 for fabric over here. Very importantly, number one over here, of course, I will link once again the develop where you can find the version over here, the latest, as well as the blog post, which is very, very interesting and is quite important. Also very important here. Right now, we're still on the obfuscated version. So that means that 21.11 is still obfuscated. So this is still going to use yarn. In this particular instance, however, as you can see, 26.1, this is what we're going to use, the unobfuscated one. So that's when the yarn stuff changes. I don't know if I'm going to make an update from 1.21.11 to 26.1. This is going to be rough to say, but yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do that, but let's just go through and let's add this. So let's get the versions over here, copied over. So just mark this, Control C, and then here, Control V to paste it in. And this one was, let me just check my cheat sheet over here. 1394 at 121.11. And then for the loom, I was able to use 113 snapshot. 114 snapshot did not work for me. So do keep that in mind. You can try 1.14 snapshot. However, 113 worked for me and 114 didn't. That should be all of the changes that we need in this case. Once again, when you reload the Gradle changes over here, it can take anywhere from a couple of minutes to, who knows, right? An hour. No, it's not going to take an hour. A couple of seconds to a minute or so. Just stay patient, let this run through, and then we'll see. All right, exactly 1 minute. That's pretty neat. And let's take a look. Luckily, the changes are very much it's not that many. It's not that many. It's not that much, and it's not too complicated. So we start over here with the register villager offers, where the change is super easy. The factory has just changed slightly bit so that the first parameter here is just going to be the world. So we do world, comma, and then it works out. So we just copy that over, world, comma, and just paste it into each of the different factories right here. And that literally solves the issue. The same thing happens right here, where we just put in the world, comma right here for the entity and the random. And that also changes and basically gets rid of those errors as well. So that's pretty freaking neat and pretty easy. Let's start the client over here, and then we're just going to go through the list of things that are going to happen, because there's going to be a couple of them. So we have the properties, where we simply add a third parameter, which is 1F. This is the animation scale. For the mod enchantments, the sort enchantable no longer exists, so we just have to delete that. That is like a tag that just no longer exists. And don't tell me that that actually is everything, because I'm actually going to go crazy. Because there were so many more things in NeoForge. No, I think it might be. I think it might be. We do have to run the data gen one more time before we can actually jump into the game, because I think that due to the fact that the lightning striker stuff over here changed. So while we are in here, we do want to go to data gen, but we want to use the fabric run data gen over here. Because we changed the configuration of this, so just keep that in mind, that you want to go to the Gradle tab and then run data gen instead of using the proper configuration over here. That's just, a weird quirk. 9 were written, interesting, and then we can just use the client again. And I think that's actually everything. As per usual, of course, all of the code is available to you down below. Now, this was way faster than I expected, actually. I don't know, NeoForge just took so long because so many packages changed, but yeah, because we still have yarn, it's going to be fine. Well, let's make a new world and let's just see. Oh, there is actually going to be one change that we're going to make in just a second as well, but for the time being, that's okay. So we got a couple of things. Let's take a look. I think the bow is still slightly broken. Oh yeah, we're going to look at that in just a second, because that's going to be an interesting one. Let's just get a couple of those over here just for the sake of arguments. Let's just see. Pedestal, we put in a chair. We can sit in the chair. Absolutely no worries. So the bow actually works as well. Phenomenal, man. I mean, that's amazing. This also still spawns some particles. That also all still works. Okay, so in generally speaking, we can still put stuff down. That is so far fine. Finally, though, once we get some helmet in here, I think, and specifically, I think more than just one, maybe all of them. No, all works. What the heck? What the heck? Okay, so the only thing that does not work is the still the mod armor item, so it doesn't actually add a particular, it still does not add an effect. However, we can actually fix this because I know how to fix that. Oh, something happened here. Okay, well, something happened here. Let's see what the heck. Okay, yeah, I think the reason for this is because of the issue with the mod armor class. So we're just gonna go into the mod armor item class. I'm gonna fix this. Very, very straightforward. So instead of using the get inventory, get stack, we literally just want to use the get equipped stack over here and then not use the index, but just pass in the equipment slot. That's literally it. So we're just going to change this for all of them. And when you do this, very, very important that you don't forget to change the equipment slot as well. So of course, this is going to be equipment slot legs. This is going to be the chest. This is going to be the head. Very, very important that we change this as well. And we want to do the same thing in the has correct armor on, where we are literally going to basically change the get inventory, get stack to get equipped stack, and then passing in the equipment slot over here as well. We're going to do this and then finally this. And once again, we need to be cognizant of the equipment slot. Otherwise, we will run into issues. I want to mention this multiple times because this is an error that can happen to anyone. It could only me, right? This is just going to happen when you copy stuff over. But this is now going to actually get us the correct slot because for some reason, the way we did it before just didn't, like, it just didn't work. It got you the hotbar, like, you know, items on the hotbar. It made no sense, okay? It just made no sense. I don't know what I was thinking, probably nothing, but also, you know, I'm tired, fam, of 1.21. I'm very happy that 26.1 is coming out, I mean, I guess next year. We're done with 121, okay? I just want to be rid of it. Despite the way, I still think that you shouldn't update. I still think that you should stay on 1.21.1, okay? And then if you're like, what about the next version? Then just jump into 26.1. We're gonna have new courses, we're gonna have new tutorials, everything is gonna be crazy. And look at that, all of a sudden we even get the jump boost and the haste, just like we want to. I mean, isn't it just beautiful? So almost everything works over here. So far, so good. And yeah, that's the update to 1.21.11. Yay. Listen, if anything else is broken, then I don't know what else to tell you, okay? I'm just happy that we're done with 1.21, okay? How is this like over 1.5 years? 1.5 years in what? This is half of, I just don't even know, okay? This is way too long, okay? It's way too long, but regardless, we're done for the time being. All of the code is available to you down below. Like I said, I do not know if we're going to have an update video from 1.21.11 to 26.1, as that will probably include so many major changes that it's actually going to be, it might actually be easier to just simply rewrite everything. I know that this sometimes sounds crazy, but I genuinely think that that's the case because you're going to come with so much tech debt, right? You're going to come with so much programming debt that it might actually be easier to just rewrite something or copy over class by class and change it individually so that you can at least test your project intermittently. Regardless, that's all, music of the future, which we're not in there yet. So for the time being, that's going to be it for this tutorial right here. I still hope you found this useful and you learned something new, and I'll see you all in the next video, whatever that might be. Until then, so yeah.